Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dining and Campus Store Town Hall. My name is Denisha Allen, Interim Executive Director for Auxiliary Services, and we have exciting updates for you all today. So, first, I'm going to pass it over to Matt Thompson, our Vice President of Operations for Chartwells, to get us kicked off with our dining update.
Good morning, everyone. This is Matt Thompson, Vice President of Operations here at UH Dining from Chartwells. Really excited to speak to you about some of the great things that we have going on here on campus. Just to first go through the team members, we have Patrick Lasanto, who is our resident district manager. We have Benito Gavirio, who is our senior executive campus chef. And last but not least, we have Alexis Mendoza, who is our district marketing manager. And she's going to be joining me on the call as well to talk through some of the different programming that we have here on campus. Next slide. Really, as we dive into our program, we're very mindful of some of the great things we're always trying to make sure that we offer, whether that's some of our 24/7 dining, as well as some of the great dietetic items as well that we're trying to ensure that we're always meeting all of our students' needs. Specifically, want to highlight our dietitian, Susan Griffin here. She does a great job of really leading our campus, whether it's from our dining halls to our retail, to ensure that we provide different varieties and help our students navigate some of their different food allergies and maybe some of the special diets that everyone have on campus. A couple highlights here. We do have Delicious Without, which is our station that is avoiding the top 9 allergies that are both in our Moody Dining as well as Cougar Woods. We also have great opportunities where you can schedule consultations with her. We have many students that, again, being away from home are trying to find ways that they can navigate new spaces, and she does a great job of being able to do that. As well, we also hold different teaching kitchens and different pop-ups and educational series that our dietitian leads as well, and really excited just about some of the things that she's able to bring to the program. And as you can see here, there's a QR code that you can specifically follow a link to schedule different consultations with her and get some time to speak with her if you have any needs. Definitely excited to pass it over to Alexis next, who will go through some of our different programming and talk about some of the great things that we've done and are going to do in the future. Alexis?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to start with a meal plan overview. I think it's so important that everyone knows that these meal plans are available for you, whether you live on campus or not. In fact, we'll talk a little bit later on some of the other slides about the great value that our plans and programs offer. But for now, on your screen, and it's okay if you don't get a chance to screenshot this, if you forget all of this information, anything that I'm going over today lives on our dining website at uh.edu/dining, so you won't miss a thing. But we do have unlimited meal plans, and the reason they are unlimited is because we offer a 24/7 dining location at Cougar Woods Dining Commons. So it operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that gives you the opportunity to have an unlimited plan. So no worries, no stress, no cleaning, no cooking, no grocery shopping, no losing your parking space. Really, we do all of the heavy lifting, and we make sure that you always have something delicious, nutritious to fuel either your work day or your school day. So that unlimited plan is really the most flexible and comes with lots of different amenities as well. And then we have block plans that are really more curated towards our what we call commuter students or students living off campus or nearby campus. So these are great plans as well. It is not too late to grab your plan if you haven't already. We've got some great incentives and promotions going on. And then, of course, we have Dining Dollar only plans, and we'll talk a little bit more on the next slide about some of this verbiage. Perfect. So what are some of these things? So unlimited meal swipes, well, I talked about with your unlimited plans, those allow you, they come with the platinum, the gold, the silver, and the bronze, and they allow you to have access to both of our dining commons, so Moody and Cougar Woods, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is a tiny caveat, which we don't run into much, but you should wait 30 minutes in between swipes into either the dining commons or a retail location before you can swipe again. But, you know, a 30-minute break in between is often all you need. And it's really great to have an unlimited plan because you may have just eaten a full meal, but if someone from your student organization or your class, a classmate, a professor is popping into the dining hall for their mealtime, with an unlimited plan, you do not have to worry or sweat about the fact that you just used a meal for the day. You can go in as many times as you want, as much as you want throughout the semester. So you can pop in for, baked goods and a coffee if you'd like. We have great coffee machines at both dining commons. So it really is such a flexible plan that gives you so much peace of mind. So really would recommend you checking out some of the details around our unlimited plans on our dining website. You'll notice when you're checking out those details that our unlimited plans come with meal exchanges. So what is the difference between a meal exchange and me swiping for a meal in the dining commons? Well, you are using meal exchanges at select retail dining locations during specified hours, and it really is there to add more variety and value to your dining plan. So while you do have unlimited access with our unlimited plans into both Moody and Cougar Woods dining commons, you may want to grab a Chick-fil-A meal. You may want to grab a sub sandwich from Houston Street Subs, or some chicken tenders over at Absurd Bird in the Rad Center. And these meal exchanges allow you to do that. There are details around the meal exchanges, such as select items and select times, but all of that can be found on our website or in print signage at the locations themselves. You also have Cougar Dining Dollars, and we offer for commuter students, faculty, staff, Cougar Dining Dollar only plans. And what is a Cougar Dining Dollar? Cougar Dining Dollars can be used at any dining location managed by UH Dining Services, so any dining location on campus, with the exception of the bookstore and Shasta's Cones and Cougar Grounds. These locations are all over the place. Student Center, Rad Center. You can go into our convenience stores, we call market stores, and do some grocery shopping. So very flexible on the Cougar Dining Dollars. They're also accepted at our makers market. So fun fact, if you are a fan of our makers markets, which happen monthly, and actually Susan leads those up, you can actually use Cougar Dining Dollars to shop at the makers markets, which is a perk that you may not find many other places. So really, really something we're proud about. And last but not least, your unlimited plans come with a certain amount of guest passes. Guest passes is exactly how they sound. You bring a friend, a family member, a guest to eat with you in one of the dining halls, and we'll deduct a guest pass. So I talked about the value, and I can't harp on, the 24/7 access enough. It really is there for you, for accessibility, to support, food insecurity, to support if you are going out with your classmates or friends on the weekend and you all are hungry when you come back. There's really no reason to go elsewhere. If you have an unlimited plan, come right on home to us. We're going to have something hot and fresh and cooking for you at all times. If you do the math on our silver plan or some of our other unlimited plans, you'll find that you have 24/7 food and beverage access, unlimited, unbarred, for less than $26 a day. So I don't know about anyone joining us today, but if I go out to eat just once, even if it's a fast casual restaurant, I'm spending just on that one trip, probably close to $26 just on one meal. And what we're telling you is that you have unlimited number of meals in either dining hall you choose every single day for less than $26 a day. So it really is a steal. And we encourage you to reach out with any questions. If you have any questions about the math or the value, we're here for it. And as if the value wasn't enough, we are offering a really cool voluntary meal plan promotion to help push those sales. So we are offering free Chick-fil-A for the entire semester. So obviously there are, other details and parameters around it. But essentially, if you sign up for a qualifying meal plan and you're not required to have a plan, you would let us know, you would DM us, we would verify your purchase, and then you would get free Chick-fil-A. So it would be one free chicken sandwich for every week of the semester. And we're so excited to be offering that and wanted to make sure as this promo is coming to a close, that we make sure that we, extend it today for the sake of the town hall and really push this out. So if you don't have a plan, now's your time. Time is ticking and this promo is going away very soon. So just wanted to let you all know if you have a smartphone with you and you want to scan the code for all the full promo details, you can do that. Otherwise, you can find it on our website, uh.edu/dining. And for our faculty staff, we absolutely cannot forget about you. If you purchase your faculty staff meal plan, you will get an incentive of 10. It's a qualifying faculty staff plan, of course. And again, same thing. There are details on our website that live there. Or if you have any questions, you can DM or email us with the information on your screen. Otherwise, if you purchase the qualifying faculty and staff meal plan, you get 10 free tender baskets from Absurd Bird, and that's a Block 100 or a Block 50 plan. We know Absurd Bird is a fan favorite. Everybody loves a little comfort food, a little fried chicken, those homemade pickles. Really, it's such a great experience. If you haven't been able to dine at Absurd Bird, I urge you to do so. And if you are a faculty or staff member and you haven't purchased a meal plan, this is a great reason for you to do so. All right, so many new and noteworthy things going on. So it was difficult to pick just a little bit or just a few, but I do want to go over some of the highlights and some of the things you'll either see or have seen as we dive into the semester. So we are looking at a made to order menu for our late night dining and really curating that. So over the next, month or so, we'll make sure that we're perfecting that. It really will be a bit of a trial and error. But what we want is a fresh made for you meal during our late night services. And while our late night services are very slow, and we obviously see much less foot traffic coming through Cougar Woods, in the wee hours of the night, we do want to still make sure that that food is fresh and hot and exactly what you're looking for. So really, really leaning towards that made to order menu and working through it now with the culinary team. Before the semester started, we were so honored and excited to bring in John Formica. So he's sort of a Disney hospitality celebrity, if you will. Ran many, many, many resorts and hotels for Disney, did a lot of really high level things for Disney World, Disneyland, all of that good stuff. And he runs trainings on how to make a magical moment and a magical experience. And we had the pleasure of being able to push all of our team members. I think it was something like maybe 150 people that we trained before the semester started. And it really was so much fun and a nice experience to have somebody other than, Matt or myself really emphasizing the importance of making the moment magical for you all. So we are investing in that customer service and guest experience always, and really excited to extend that training throughout the semester for them, for our team members. Celebrity Chef will return, highlighting a local Houston talent. So we have done things like brought over the EC or the executive chef from Mo Brunch and Brews. We have seen the executive chef from the original Ninfas on Navigation. We have brought in the Hugo's executive chef. So really thinking about those kind of Houston staple or Houston favorite restaurants around the city and how we can bring a little bit of that, a taste of that to you here on campus. We know not everyone is able to get out and go to those restaurants. So even if it's a sampling, if it's a menu item feature at one of our stations in the dining hall, we're really looking to bring back that programming. And I know that my team is hard at work pushing this programming through. 2 supper club events. What is a supper club event? So we do have one coming up next week, and it really is curated for meal plan holders, but all are welcome. It is a bit of an elevated dining experience. So this one coming up next week is going to be a swipe plus. So you have a meal plan. if you want to use it for an unlimited experience, or I'm sorry, for an elevated experience, the supper clubs are the way to go. You get a 3-course meal, some engagement pieces, some nice music. We talk through dining things, and it really is such a nice time, either a girls' night out, a date night. Come for a nice time. And then the second supper club of the semester will be a bit of an etiquette dinner for any of our students graduating soon. It really is our chance to give back and do some etiquette training, and any in case you might have any business dinners as you roll into your career and launch your career. We're here for you to go beyond the plate and walk you through some of those things you might experience at maybe a business dinner, or a business lunch. So looking forward to having that opportunity to work with our students, and our guests on things, again, beyond the plate. And then last but not least, I think we we absolutely have some chef pop-ups coming. So we talk about bringing maybe local Houston talent to campus, but we have our very own culinary talent here on campus, and we have some superstars in the kitchen. So really making sure that we're highlighting those culinarians, and really infusing maybe some nutritional information and a little bit of a dietetics or a sustainability angle to it. So Susan will be partnering with our culinary team to make sure that we get that done for you. And then lots more about what's happening over at Sugarland, but we are looking at weekly Absurd Bird pop-up. So bringing the UH favorite of Absurd Bird over to Sugarland. And so that is going well, but very new. And so looking forward to seeing how that tracks over the next semester. And then lots of really fun stuff. Avoiding gluten sections are now at the market store. So if you haven't noticed, we have avoiding gluten sections carved out specifically for snacks that, you guessed it, avoid gluten. But within those stations, you can also find other labels like vegan, like balanced, like halal. So there's lots of other labels within that avoiding gluten section that will help you further navigate, should you want to snack for a special dietary need, or should you be looking for something specific. You now do not have to hunt and peck around the store. You have one dedicated space where you can, find peace and confidence that you can go there and find snacks that work just for you. And then Matt mentioned some teaching kitchens. We are always offering education opportunities to learn with your dining team. So teaching kitchens are cooking classes. They are first come, first serve, and signups for those you can find on our social media. So this is your incentive to follow us at UH Foodie, so that you can catch the next free cooking class. And yes, I said free cooking class. So make sure you follow us at UH Foodie, and we'll have all the details there. All right, we'll roll right through this one. But again, if you have a smartphone and you have not downloaded the Grubhub app, it will save you so much time. It will save you maybe a bit of a headache depending on when your lunch break or your lunch time is. It's very, very simple. You sign in, you create that account, and then make sure that once your account is created, you are clicking on campus dining and selecting the University of Houston. After that, you can add your Cougar card, and there are lots of great promos, limited time offers that are exclusive for Grubhub. So you're only going to find these deals, these student benefits, if you download and use the app. So many of our locations are Grubhub friendly. So you're going to be able to skip that line, or save some time and order ahead. So again, if you have not been able to download the Grubhub app, now's your time. There's lots of exclusive deals and promos happening just on the app. So you are missing out if you don't have it. Fresh Fork is our catering team. So we do many things, and I love to use the phrase beyond the plate. A team that consistently pushes the envelope is our catering team. Don't be confused. We do go to market as UH Dining, but as a catering team, we go to market as Fresh Fork Catering and Events. So that's still powered by the same great operators and culinarians that are kind of running dining operations across campus and athletics. So Fresh Fork is not just for faculty and staff members. Fresh Fork catering opportunities are for students too. We actually have a student catering guide, some student options, but we also have, as many of our faculty and staff members know, options for you as well. So if you haven't had a chance to check out our new catering site, it looks a little bit different this year than it has before. So visit us at freshforkuh.catertracks.com or scan the QR code on your screen. You can visit us there. Again, that ordering platform is going to look a lot different than it has before. It should be more intuitive, more user-friendly. That has been updated. We also have seasonal limited time offers that are consistently running monthly through that ordering platform. Discount codes are coming out as we get our clients and customers used to the new platform. We are rolling out discount codes, training opportunities, and using the platform. And then again, last but absolutely not least, we've got that student menu with budget-friendly pricing happening. So please make sure that you visit the website and check those things out. All right, I think we're rounding out, but this is one of my favorite slides because there are so many ways to stay connected with our team, so many ways. And I think I might be even missing a couple on here, but some of the most important avenues of reaching us are our social media platforms. So we are on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube at UH Foodie. So no matter your social platform preference, we are there. Follow us at UH Foodie. You're going to find all the great deals, anything coming up, any special operational announcements, any last minute adjustments, those sorts of things. Those will all be on our social media platform. So please, please make sure that you're following us there. You can also visit us. We call it dineoncampus.com/UH. But if you go to UH Dining, uh.edu/dining, it'll take you to the same spot. It is really a website, a central location for all things dining. You can find location information, menus, special offers, events that are going on, hours of operation, guides for dining with special dietary needs, and the list goes on and on. Really, it is such a wealth of information and such a robust website that if you don't have it bookmarked or you aren't used to visiting it, again, you might be missing information that would be beneficial to you. So please, please familiarize yourself with our dining website. It is full of so many good information and tidbits. And then you can actually text to solve, text your feedback with the chatback platform. So these are phone numbers, just like you're texting your friends, your family, your loved ones. Save these phone numbers in your phone. If you have a question, if we are out of catch up, if there is a suggestion you want to send to us, it doesn't matter what time of night or day that it is. If you text us using, say your feedback is regarding Moody Dining Commons, if you text us at 3 a.m., at 832-924-8085, even though Moody is closed at that time, you still have a handful of managers and leaders, including myself and Matt, that are going to get your text message and be able to either address it or make note of it for the next day so we can reach back out. Again, we can't promise immediate responses, as many of the people on the line are fulfilling their daily jobs and are working in the kitchen, are working to service the dining hall, are in meetings, but we have so many minds on the line so that if one of us misses it, the other one sees it. So I think it's so important that you use this platform. It's so unique and so easy. So just send a text to us using the specified numbers on the screen, and we will make sure to answer back and get you some guidance. If you're not into talking to us in person, which I would love for you to do so, chatback is a really great option for you. I think that is it for us. Passing it back to you, Denisha.
Thank you, Alexis. And to our audience listening, if you do have any questions, please do feel free to place those in the chat using the Q&A feature. We will address questions and answers at the conclusion of the presentation. So now we are transitioning into our fair value assessment. Our Chartwell's team has worked with a data analytics company to complete a market assessment and benchmarking to provide cost analysis for the upcoming year's meal plan pricing. Also to note, this presentation has been reviewed and approved by our Food Service Advisory Committee, led by our student chair, Jordan Porter. Next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, so contractually, we are required to take a blend of the employment cost index and the consumer price index to understand what the proposed meal plan rate increase should be. Based on the data and analytics that we have at our access, we are looking at an anticipated 4% increase in labor costs for the upcoming year. And we also saw over the last year a 4% increase in labor costs. And then on the right side of the screen, we're looking at our consumer price index. A lot of these things we're seeing around the nation. We're looking at food away from home and just overall cost. And so you can see that there was also an increase here, right at 4.1%. And that's really related to the meats, poultry, fish, eggs, and etc. All right, so of course, we want to make sure that we're remaining competitive in the job market. And so one of the things that we do is benchmark against other competitors to see what pricing is actually out there in terms of going wages for staff. And what we're looking at, if we look at US Foods right at 2601, Amazon 2434 for this upcoming year. So as it relates to our dining team and dining staff, wanting to make sure that we can remain competitive in the market. And then we also have some other analytics here on the screen as well, really pointing to the fact that there's a 67% annual industry turnover, which really just highlights the importance and the need for us to remain competitive in the industry. And one way that we're able to do that is by providing benefits as well as wages to compensate our employees. Okay, so when we discuss product costs and increases, we're seeing a heavy bulk of those increases in chocolate and candy. Also understanding that, there's been lots of conversations around tariffs, with over 50% of the increases in those categories being driven by the tariffs. When we look at things like hot beverages, like coffee, some of the commonality that we're seeing between coffee and then, of course, chocolate and candy, knowing that those main sources are usually from beans, so like the coffee bean, the cocoa bean, and so forth, and understanding that many of those items are exported, and so that there are actual tariffs on a lot of those items, alongside a lot of the supplies and equipment that are also utilized across the dining program. In addition, we're also seeing rising costs due to higher fuel and packaging, and then, of course, labor expenses, as we just discussed on the previous slide. In addition, as noted, the team also put together a benchmarking of University of Houston in comparison to Texas peers, and then also Big 12 peers. This is really insightful because it allowed us to see how do we compare from a meal plan perspective amongst all of our peers. So Alexis really hit on the value proposition for our meal plans, but that information is also highlighted here. For example, on our 24/7 silver meal plan, the average cost is right at $8.63 per meal swipe. However, if you take that same scenario and you were to go to Taco Bell and or Wendy's or other competitors, you can see that on the low end, $13 would get you a full meal, typically an entree, side, drink, in the case of American Deli, not including a dessert. And then on the higher end at Wendy's, or Wingstop, looking at right at $15 or a little more. And so when we talk about the value proposition of our meal swipes, you're able to dine at our all you care to eat facilities and not just limited to one meal, but really being able to customize your meal and offerings. All right, so what we have here is a comparison of our unlimited meal plans to our Texas peers and to the universities that are not listed on the screen. It's because they did not have comparable meal plan offerings to what we offer here at the university. One of the most important things to note is we are the only 24/7 dining program amongst the collegiate space within Texas. And so it really just speaks to that value that we're able to provide. Based on where UH is here, you can see that we're bolded Our meal plans from bronze to gold tend to hover around the average, if not slightly above, but typically falling under the maximum on each of those categories. We do see on our platinum plan, it tends to fall slightly below the maximum amongst the Texas peers. But once again, still giving great value and then also offering that 24/7 dining experience for our students. And then just rounding out the benchmarking exercise, now we're looking at that comparison amongst our Big 12 peers. Once again, U of H continuing to shine amongst Big 12 universities. We are also the only 24/7 dining program. And then with that being said, slightly below the average on the bronze meal plan, silver and gold, slightly below with us being either slightly below or slightly above the average. And then you do see for the platinum plan slightly above, but also with that being said, we understand that there's more being offered in our program due to that 24/7 access. And then also important to note, our minimum required meal plan is the silver meal plan, and that's where we see most of our meal plan holders fall in between the categories of bronze and silver. And now moving on to our last slide, what we're seeing on the screen here is our recommended rate increase. Once again, this has been reviewed and approved by our Food Service Advisory Committee, which is comprised of students, faculty, and staff. And what we're suggesting here, based on that contractual blend of the employment cost index and then also the consumer price index, we are required to take a 4% rate increase to the Board of Regents. And so now we can really see what is that difference between our current rates for 25-26 and the rates that will be proposed for the 26-27 academic year. Also important to note here, these rates that we're looking at for the proposal column will not start until fall of 2026. In addition to that, also wanting to note that the 4% aggregate increase actually comes down to a 3.6% average increase when you look across each of those meal plans. And now that concludes the meal plan rate increase presentation. I will pass it over to Robin Black to give our vending services update.
Good morning. My name is Robin Black with UH Auxiliary Services. For campus vending updates, our machines accept cash, credit, or debit cards, as well as Shasta Bucks. We have updated our campus map to show which buildings have vending and where machines are located within each building, making it easier to find these options on campus. We also offer product donations throughout the school year for eligible campus-wide and student events. If your team needs beverages and/or snacks for an event, you can send an inquiry to the Auxiliary Services email to start the request process. And lastly, for any vending issues such as refunds, machine problems, stocking concerns, or general questions, please reach out to us at vending@uh.edu.
And now we will have Natalie Silva from our campus store provide the campus store services update.
Hello, everyone. My name is Natalie. I'm the campus store manager for the campus store, and I'm also a UH alum. So first, I want to go over some of the appreciation events that we have coming up this semester. Our first one will be February 19th, and we'll be appreciating our students. So there will be some discounts available then, and we'll have some refreshments and drinks and snacks for you all. And then our next one will be April 23rd for our graduates, so right around grad season. The promo is to be determined, but we'll still have a celebratory scene, so we'll have refreshments and snacks. We did a couple in the fall, and we had really good turnouts for those, so we're excited to continue them in the spring. So these are some pictures from the student and the faculty ones. And then over at Fertitta, for all of our home basketball games, we have a new location that is on the Cullen side of Fertitta Center. So it's like a little pop-up store that we have there just to bring more merchandise for the fans. We have our main team store in Fertitta, and then we have a setup in club. but we know that there's a demand for more merchandise as there's more attendance to the basketball games. So we included this one as well, and we're excited. It's gotten some really good feedback so far, so we're excited to continue it for the rest of the season. And then a couple things we've done around the campus. We did this display case on the left-hand side in the E. Cullen building. It came out really nicely, and we have QR codes on each of the shelves so that you can shop items directly. And then, so that's going to be switched out every couple of months to update for the seasons. And then we also did one in the Welcome Center. So any new students or tour groups who are coming through, have a sneak peek at what's at the campus store, and same thing, we put QR codes so that everything is shoppable. And then we do have commencement coming up this semester. So our grad fair will be March 2nd and March 3rd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll have Herf Jones representatives, Balfour representatives. You can check out the rings, get your spirit cords, all those sorts of things. And then we'll have our graduation celebration on Thursday, April 30th from 10 to 3. And that's when we just are celebrating and we throw a big party. Our friends over in the special events and Office of Protocol help put that on, and they bring in a DJ, they have catering. So it's a really fun event that we invite you to come out to. For regalia purchasing, it's available to purchase now online through Herf Jones. And the last day to place your order online will be April 15th. And then after that, you'll be able to purchase at any point in store. And then same thing for faculty, and the deadlines and communication will be sent out to the commencement coordinators. And then this year for our CTAP textbook pickup, we did implement the Cougar queue for our virtual line. So this way students don't have to wait in a line when they come in store. They can join from anywhere, and then they'll get the text when their materials are ready to be picked up. So we were excited to implement this this semester. We had a few kinks, of course, as any new process, but our team is actively working to see what we can do to make it go smoother in the fall. So be on the lookout for that. And with that, I will pass it over to Matt to go over some CTAP information.
Great. Thank you, Natalie. My name is Matt Ultramari. I'm a director here in Auxiliary Services. So just wanted to kind of provide a quick overview of our Cougar Textbook Access Program, or as it's commonly known, CTAP. So for the 25-26 academic year, our pricing was set at $339 for the fall and spring, and it will be $199 for this coming summer. And as a reminder, all undergraduate students are automatically opted in to CTAP when they register for classes. It is a digital program, so all required course materials are provided. If digital is available for any material, that is what the student will receive. If digital is unavailable, then physical books will be provided. And that is where the Cougar Queue pickup that Natalie mentioned previously would come into play. So you go through that process of going through the Cougar Queue to pick up your materials at the store. I am pleased to announce that there will be no change in CTAP pricing for the academic year 26-27. So those prices, the $339 for fall and spring and $199 for summer, will carry over to the next academic year as well. Just a quick recap of some of the numbers from our fall 2025 CTAP program. We actually had a slight increase in participation amongst our undergraduate students. We increased to 83.1%. So obviously the vast majority of our undergraduate students do find the program to be beneficial. We served over 34,000 students, almost 34,500 students served, and that equated to about a $12 million savings for our students. That is the cost of the program for the students versus what it would have cost to purchase new materials outside of the program. That comes out to about an average of about $349 per student. There were over 4,160 sections, course sections that were part of the program, and that's equivalent to 1,175 individual titles. So obviously it's a large program. We do serve a lot of students, and we're excited to continue to provide this as a way for students to save money on course materials. Each fall, we conduct a survey to both our students and our faculty to kind of gauge the level of satisfaction within the program. We continue to see really good, survey results. Just wanted to share a couple of those. About 94% of our respondents amongst students did agree that CTAP provided them with a more positive student experience. About 88% of our students shared that participating in CTAP contributed to them performing better in the classroom. And then amongst our faculty, about 79% of the faculty members say that CTAP was beneficial in planning the course because students, in most cases, had access to materials on day one rather than waiting for a week or two for all the students to get their access to their materials. And then, of course, we have a lot of comments that we receive as part of those surveys as well that you can see there at the bottom of the screen. Just as a reminder, program information can be found by visiting CTAP web pages. There's a QR code there on the screen that will take you to our main CTAP page. And then we have a CTAP student FAQ page and a CTAP faculty FAQ page that are constantly being updated with new information to make sure that all of our students and faculty understand the program. We do have two different email boxes that are set up to answer questions regarding CTAP. So we have a ctapuh@central.uh.edu email that can be used for general questions regarding the program, opting in and opting out, or anything related to the fees associated with the program. We do encourage students to email that box for any of those types of questions. For questions related to course materials themselves, whether they're digital or physical, access issues with those materials, we do have a ctap@follett.com email address that actually goes directly to the Follett support team, and they are there to address any of those issues that you may be having with access or questions related to those course materials. And that support team has the ability to see all of the materials that should be provided for each student and can serve those students accordingly. We also have a Shasta AI-powered chatbot that does offer 24/7 self-service to visitors and students to get answers to questions. You just simply need to access any of the auxiliary services web pages on the U of H website and click on the little Shasta chatbot icon and just type in your question. We also have live agent availability 1 day a week. And so that information is on the chatbot when you get in there.
All right, thank you for those updates, Matt. And now we are at our Q&A section of the town hall. We did receive a couple of questions in the chat and responses have already been provided, but I will go ahead and read those along with the responses aloud just to make sure that everyone has access to that. And then now is also the time, if you do have other questions, please feel free to go ahead and put those in the Q&A and we will review those as well. So the first question we received is, what is going to happen to the old McDonald's location? We need an option there. And we are excited to announce that Pizza Hut is scheduled to open fall of 2026 in the former McDonald's space. So just be on the lookout, more information to come on that. Our next question is, could I request Sour Mike and Ike's Mega Mix be added to the stock at the Student Center campus store? And I'm going to pass that one to Alexis and team just to see if that's something that we can make happen at the market location.
Yeah, thank you so much. I love the suggestions, and I will absolutely, Matt and I can send a note to our retail director and the director over the market stores and see if we can't get that in there. So yeah, stand by. We'll do our best.
All right, and we will give it just a few more minutes to see, or a few more seconds to see if we have any other questions coming in. If not, we have provided our email addresses. We will also insert those in the chat as well for the group. But you could always reach out to dining@uh.edu if there are any dining inquiries. Matt just really wrapped us up with all of the CTAP information is applicable. And then we also have the auxiliary services website where a good portion of this information is also housed, along with uh.edu/dining for more dining information as well. We appreciate everyone for joining us today for our spring 2026 updates. And I do see we had one other question come through. What is the timeline on the new dining hall coming near E. Cullen? And great question. We are hoping to open for spring of 2028. We anticipate that the facility will come online towards the end of the fall 2027 semester, but the plan is to actually open the facility to the public as early as spring 2028. All right. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Take care and have a great day.